to another episode of Tier Twins, the podcast where we rank your favorite things with your favorite twins. I'm twin number 1, Patrick Schneeberger.
Arg, and I'm twin number 2, Jonathan Schneeberger.
Why does my pirate accent sound like Mr. Krabs? Give me some money. No, that doesn't sound.
That's not.
Dude,
that's not Mr. Krabs.
In the shower earlier, I was doing a Mr. Krabs impression, and it was a good one. It was a good impression. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
sure you like that.
But anyways, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Tier Twins. I just want to let you know we are going to try our best to keep this every other Tuesday schedule going. We work full-time jobs, so it is kind of hard to keep it going. But one way that you can keep the frequency of these episodes coming out is to share these episodes with your friends. Share the podcast with your friends. Give us high ratings, I don't know, wherever you rate it. And subscribe to Tier Twins podcast on YouTube and Spotify and Apple and all that jazz. I want to get that spiel out of the way before we get started.
Yeah. I want to keep going. You want to go?
Yeah, so I think we're just going to dive right into what we're talking about today. If you didn't notice from our stupid voices, what are we ranking today, Johnny?
Pirates. And not the fictional ones. The real deal.
The real deal.
Maybe later we'll do fictional ones, or we'll come back to the real deal because there's many more pirates out there that I did not get. Because we're only ranking 8 pirates. Not many. Not much. But before we really get into it, here's just an intro to the pirates. Real quick, I don't know if anyone's heard about the golden age of pirates. Patrick, have you heard about that?
I heard about it in One Piece. I didn't know it was an actual
golden
thing.
age of pirates in real life is from 1650 to 1730. So about 80 years was actually prime time to be a pirate. Of course, there's pirates even before then or after, but that was literally the golden age. The reason behind that is because there's an explosion of colonial trade routes, and then there's an abundance of trained but unemployed sailors, so they didn't know what to do, so they turned to piracy. And that was mainly due because of the War of the Spanish Succession, which I'll get into that, and weak colonial governments was the reason too. With the Spanish Succession as well, there used to be a lot of privateers that worked in the war and everything, and other wars, of course, too, but that was the main war of that time, because that went from 1701 to 1714, something like that. And they worked in the war, and then after the war, they had nothing to do, and they were trained sailors, but they had nothing to do, and they went to pillaging and everything. And real quick, if you don't know what a privateer is, Patrick, do you know what a privateer is?
No, I have no idea.
Okay, privateer, real quick.
Guess.
It is usually privately owned. It's a person that privately armed vessels and their crews
and their crews. Yeah.
Their crews are commissioned by governments to attack enemy merchants or during shipping during war times. So British government, you'll hear a lot. There's going to be privateers on this list who turn to piracy. You'll hear about it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's why.
Is that
I had to get into that real quick just to get you all down.
So are all, you will probably get to this, are all these pirates going to be from the Golden Age, or some of them outside of the Golden Age? Or
there's one outside the Golden Age, and then one survives from the Golden Age. So you'll see.
Are there any that ushered in the Golden Age?
Yeah. Well, nah.
We'll talk about it, but
and then
I'm just setting you up.
That was like the pre-intro. Here's another intro, and then we'll get into it. I'm going to give you 4 pirate codes of the day. The first one, the actual first one, is every man has a vote in affairs of moment, has equal title to the fresh provisions or strong liquors at any time seized, and may use them at pleasure, unless a scarcity make it necessary for the good of all to vote retrenchment. So pretty much you have the right to vote, but only men. So next one is actually the 6th Pirates Code. No boy or woman to be allowed amongst them. And this is literally, someone's going to break this in this when I bring it up, but no boy or woman to be allowed amongst them. If any man were to be found seducing any of the latter sex or carried her to sea disguised, he was to suffer death.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. And then, but you ask, like, well, what if you capture a vessel and it has women on board? Well, that has it in here as well. During that, you usually select a sentinel, okay, who he's in charge of all the women who are carried aboard the vessel, and he's actually the only one who gets to sleep with those women. That's why that was a very, like, you want that job. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And it was bad luck for women to be on pirate ships and stuff. So at the time, seventh one or third one, whatever, to desert the ship or their quarters in battle was punished with death or marooning, like on an island, like how they did to Jack in Pirates of the Caribbean. And then, well, he was mutinied, but whatever. The eighth one or fourth one, no striking one another on board, but every man's quarrels to be ended on shore at sword or pistol. When this does happen, the quartermaster would usually go to shore with them if they don't reconcile and everything, and he would make them stand back to back, just like back to back, and the quartermaster would pronounce 3 steps or 4 steps or whatever, and then they turn around and fire the gun, and if they do not hit each other, if they miss completely, that's when they draw their cutlasses, which their sword, and they would fight, and the first one to draw blood wins. So, I mean, I guess you could die still because you could slash their throat and die. But first one to draw blood wins. So you wouldn't necessarily die in this. But yeah.
Nice. Well, is that all of the Pirates Code, or are these?
No, there's more Pirates Code. I plucked.
That's
these
why
out.
I like 6, 7, 8. But you're just giving a couple.
I just
points,
plucked them out. There's a lot
points.
more, but these are the key points, and especially the woman one.
These are ones that will be addressed during this episode.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, here and there.
Let's get to the first one. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to show you the flag of this pirate when we start. And I don't know. I have the list of the pirates, but I don't know whose flag is which, but I'm going to guess.
The basic.
I want to say Edward Teach.
No.
Dang it.
Captain William Kidd. He was born in Renfrew, Scotland, born around 1645. So he was born 5 years before the Golden Age, pretty much. And I'll skip ahead to 1689 now, when he became a sailor and a privateer for England. So he was our first privateer, and not the only one we'll have. In 1690, first of all, before I really get into this, there's gonna be a lot of storytelling right now.
He's already 44 years old.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. A lot of storytelling gonna happen. Some of these stories, a little like, oh, maybe not. We don't know exactly, but we're just gonna go on saying like, it's gonna say, I'm gonna say that every time. Maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. Some of these stories did happen. A lot of these stories happened. So, but anyways.
Some of them are just a little bit more...
Yeah, kind of like, oh, we think this is what happened or whatever,
Or lore, or...
Yeah. But anyways, I think it's... Who cares? It happens. Anyways, and then in 1690, he became an established sea captain and a ship owner in New York City. So he was making a name for himself. He's doing something. 5 years later, in 95, he received a royal commission to apprehend pirates who molested the ships of the East India Company in the Red Sea and in the Indian Ocean. So he was a good guy. He was maybe not that good of a guy, but still going after pirates, going after.
This guy started out as like a good guy.
Yeah. P.S. This is the worst guy on here, by the way. Not worst guy as in like pirate, but just he's a sucky pirate. Anyways, 2 years later, 1697, after arriving at the Comoro Islands of East Africa, he could not get a prize ship, so he was trying to, privateer. It was his main job. Could not find a ship to, get a pirate ship. Couldn't make money, pretty much. And so, with that, he's like, well, can't do it this way, so I'm going to turn to piracy. He turned to pirate, just like that. In his few first attacks, he was unsuccessful, but then he did take several small ships and everything. And then later on, still in the beginning, he refused to attack a Dutch ship, which made his crew mutiny against him. I don't know why he refused, but whatever. He wasn't Dutch or anything. Then, with this mutiny on hands, it made him explode with anger, okay? And then he mortally wounded his gunner, so killed him. And remember this name, William Moore. That's who he killed, okay?
Okay.
William Moore. Which this whole thing makes no sense, but whatever. We'll get it. I'll tell you. So in 1698, same year, about his most valuable prize that he. So first of all, he disbanded the mutiny. That never happened. Okay, he killed the gunner and then disbanded the mutiny. It was good. He still was in control of his ship. His most valuable prize he ever captured in his whole pirating career was the Armenian ship Quedagh Merchant. I don't know. Some weird name. But yeah, captured that ship. And in April 1699, when he reached Anguilla in the West Indies, he learned that he had been denounced as a pirate. So he was no longer a pirate. He was like, oh no, that guy's not a pirate. You know, if you ask another pirate, it's like, no, he's gone. He's not a pirate. He's just some lunatic in a ship, you know? There he left.
So there's a whole like, there's a pirate's code.
There's articles of pirates you have to sign to become a pirate, by the way. I'm going to get that to it later with another pirate, but there's like articles you have to sign.
So it's not just you're sailing around and robbing from people. If you sail around and rob from people, you're not automatically a pirate.
No, you are a pirate. You can do that. But like the whole pirating community and stuff might be against you if you're not going to go with their code or whatever. So you'll be against all the pirates
crazy.
And all the good guys. So I was like, you want to be a pirate. So, you know. But anyways, so in the West Indies, he learned that he had been denounced as a pirate. There he left the Quedagh Merchant, his prized possession, at the island of Hispaniola. And there, we don't really know what happened, but it was the ship was possibly scuttled, or in any case, it disappeared with its questionable booty. What does scuttled mean?
Do you know?
Scrapped down for parts.
Oh, okay.
Sold, whatever, just like scuttled, just like I'm not doing it anymore. Which I think that's what happened, to get some, maybe scrap down for parts, get some more money out of it, out of his original treasure he has already. Because then after that, he sailed in a newly purchased ship, the Antonio. So he bought a new ship after this. So, and then he sailed in that new ship, the Antonio, back to New York City, where he actually tried to persuade the Earl of Belmont, then the colonel. That was a colonial governor of New York, of his innocence. What innocence? Oh, of piracy and of killing William Moore. So
he went crawling back to...
Yeah, because he tried to get out of piracy, all that stuff. Belmont, however, sent him to England for trial, and he was found guilty on May 9th, 1701, of the murder of Moore, and on 5 indictments of piracy. So he's trying to get out of that stuff. Which is kind of stupid, because like Moore and them were part of the crew that were going against him to attack a Dutch ship. So wasn't Moore not a pirate? But then the British government was like, oh no, you killed that guy. It was like, but they're all pirates. Why? Who cares? You're going to kill him in the end. But that's why it's kind of stupid. But anyway, doesn't matter. There was important evidence apparently concerning 2 of the piracy cases, but that was suppressed at the trial, and some observers later questioned whether that evidence was sufficient for a guilty verdict. But there was 5 cases for the piracy plus the murder. So, I mean, he might have been already guilty anyway, so it would have been 3 cases, whatever. But anyways, May 23rd, 1701, he was hung, and he died. And actually, some of his treasure was actually recovered later from the Gardiner's Island off Long Island.
I think it's Gardiner's
Island off Long Island. Which I think this is what happened. He scrapped his old ship, bought a new one, still had plenty of treasure with him, because he scrapped a ship and he had treasure already with him. Got another ship, still had plenty of treasure. He's going to go claim his innocence, try to fall, and maybe go to prison for a couple years, he would think. So he buried his treasure somewhere. He stored his treasure somewhere else, did that. Went back to England, didn't realize he'd be hung, not thrown in prison, hung, died, couldn't go back for his booty later because someone else got it. I think that's what happened. But anyways,
he lost his booty.
That's Captain William Kidd.
Just
saying the poorest, worst pirate on here. So they get better.
So do you think that maybe his old ship is like
It's gone.
Does anybody ever think that it's like a lost treasure that they could go find?
No,
Or is it
maybe,
for sure like
but
it's
no,
like
I think
it's gone?
I think it's for sure gone. Yeah, he could have wrecked it on the way to that place and it's like, oh, it's done for, scuttle it. Or he would to get another ship and to have booty left over too. He didn't do that much as a pirate. I think he truly sold it or whatever. It's gone. It's whatever.
Okay, so I think the fact this pirate got hung and stuff, it's kind of lame. The story of him, his downfall.
Privateer.
He was a very ambitious one, and he rose the ranks. He did what he had to do.
You think that's ambitious?
He did what he had to do, and I don't want to put him in like F tier or anything. I'll say like C tier maybe.
He's F tier.
Like
he's F tier. He sucks.
F tier? Are you serious?
Terrible. He sucks. He has no idea what he's doing. He wants to go. He was fine, free and clear. He's the one who chose to go back to New York to be like, I want to claim my innocence. All this stuff. Like, dude, just take your treasure and leave and go.
Oh, you're right.
Like, you're an idiot. It's dumb.
He's the only reason that he got caught. Really.
Yeah. I mean, I think
You're right.
Honestly, I think he was probably thinking, oh, I'm going to get a few, years of jail time for this. Maybe I didn't do that much, unlike other pirates. Get a few because I just killed a pirate, not a big deal. Get a few years of jail time and then get back his booty, and no one's gonna come hunting him. So then he lives happily ever after.
It's true.
He's an idiot. Either way, I wouldn't have gone back. Who cares? So F tier for him.
F tier. Well, I'll go D tier. I'll go D tier.
Okay.
Gosh darn it, dude. I have no idea, bro. I can't believe. But he has the. Okay, what if we base it off of the flags too? He has the coolest flags so far.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He won't have the. That's a basic flag.
It's the classic skull and crossbones. That's like
flag.
what it's.
Look at this flag. It's kind of cool.
All right, William Kidd, D tier.
And F tier.
And F tier by Johnny P. J. All right. So
he has two flags.
Oh
here and
my
there.
gosh, I've definitely seen that flag before.
This is the more flag he has, the one with the blood or whatever. But this one,
so it's a he then, huh?
Okay, yeah. I guess there is two.
Is Mary's a woman too?
Yeah,
huh?
there's 3 women on there. Yeah.
We're gonna say Bartholomew Roberts for this one.
Nope. Edward Teach, and I forgot I was gonna tell you who do you think Edward Teach is?
Blackbeard.
Blackbeard. Blackbeard.
Blackbeard. Ooh ha ha.
Yeah. Okay. So next one is. So he was born around Bristol, England, around 1680. 1701 to 1713. Remember, that's the Spanish Succession. 1714, technically. But he became an active privateer again for the British during the War of the Spanish Succession. And he was there for a good decade at least, probably practically the whole war, over the whole thing. And he was in his early 20, 21 there when he started that thing. So he became a very good sailor and knew all his stuff and everything for the next decade, 13 years, something like that. Because then, like I said, got nothing to do after the war, after 1714, kind of probably sailing around, trying to make a name for himself, probably on different crews, bouncing around. And he was finally learned, 1716 was when he was first heard of as a pirate. So I'm thinking 1713, he kind of ended his privateer action, went to piracy, and for 2 or 3 years, he was jumping around crews and stuff, and then became a captain by 1716, 1717. That's what I think.
So, if you're a pirate because you're not actually attacking people for the British. Like if you start attacking
you're attacking
other
for the government, they pay you to attack.
And the pirates will start like attacking against the government. And
yeah.
Okay.
But like the war's over, so we have peacetime, so there's no need to attack people.
Yeah.
So yeah. So 1716, first heard of as a pirate. 1717, he converted a captured French merchantman, whatever, into a 40-gun warship named Queen Anne's Revenge.
Dude, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, so that was really big. And then became a notorious pirate along Virginia and Carolina coasts and in the Caribbean Sea. So, Eastern America towards the south.
Pirates of the Caribbean Sea?
Caribbean Sea, yeah, totally. He established a base in a North Carolina inlet, and he actually forced tolls from the shipping all around that area.
Oh, man.
He was a smart dude because the reason he was able to force those tolls and everything, well, he was heavy hitter and he had an agreement for sharing his prizes with Charles Eden, who was a governor of the North Carolina colony.
Oh, that
so
sounds
he was no
corrupt.
dummy. He was not just by himself. He's like, I'm gonna go corrupt that guy.
Yeah.
Or he's already corrupt. Who cares? And also during various battles or all the battles, Teach or Blackbeard, because this is when he really showed his black beard, was he used to weave short, slow fuses into his black beard and everything, lit the fuses on fire, and it looked more menacing to the people battling him and stuff.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
So
he had a
fiery
beard
black
on fire.
beard and stuff, slow like smoke coming out and stuff, more like a demon.
How did his
probably like
how
a
did
demon
his
of the sea,
beard
you
not
know?
catch on fire though?
It's slow fuses, and you tangle them through it. No, you could probably coat your beard in something or whatever and have it not and be fireproof and stuff. But like have the fumes go up. Probably looked like a demon or something like that sometimes. And like if you attack at night stuff too, you can just see the shadows of him
That's pretty
after the
sick.
cannon fire and stuff. It'd be pretty cool, pretty menacing. One story, like I said, who knows if it's correct or not? I think it's correct. One story is he blockaded Charleston, South Carolina in May of 1718. So he took control of the whole city's harbor that time, okay, with his ships. Because
How many ships does he have at this point? Do you know?
I don't know. It doesn't say it.
Okay.
So
That's a pretty sizable.
pretty sizable, but not as big as like two others we're gonna get to. So he controls the city's harbor at this point because he's telling them, hey, I'll back off if you just give me like a chest full of medicine because my crew is just sickly and all that stuff. They're not living in the best conditions and everything. The city does not give them demands. They say, F you, whatever. No, sorry. And for this, Blackbeard goes out and
Kills a bunch of people.
no, you think so? He captures some prominent citizens of the town, and then he's like, "I'll release the citizens and release the harbor back to you if you give them medicine now." How about that? That's when they give them the demands, and they give him medicine, and he keeps his word. He gives the citizens back, and he leaves, and he takes the medicine. So, man of his word, I guess. I don't know.
I guess.
All right, now here comes his death. Okay, so shortly after Lieutenant Governor of Virginia, Alexander Spotswood, I like that name. It's good, Spotswood, dispatched a British naval force to stop him because they were sick and tired of him. The commanding officer was Lieutenant Robert Maynard, whatever, and Lieutenant Robert Maynard succeeded in killing Blackbeard, and he decapitated him.
Oh man.
And this was a long battle or so, but in the end, Blackbeard was finished, and he decapitated him. His head was affixed to the end of the bowsprit of his ship. Centuries later, in 1996, the Queen Anne's Revenge was found by divers off the coast of North
1996.
Carolina. First of all, 1996.
That's forever.
That is
a
very
long time.
recent. That was 30 years ago.
Yeah. That's two,
That is...
that's 2
that
years
is
before
so
something
recent.
very important happened.
Yeah, we entered the world.
We entered the world.
No, that's so recent. It's just like, really?
Yeah,
really?
it
That's
took them that long.
I would
to,
think maybe the 80s was a lot of that time period, going diving stuff. I think 80s at least, but man. But yeah. And this was like, I looked it up and stuff, looked on some scientific journals and stuff like that. It wasn't like, oh man, it's a huge thing. I mean, it's a wooden boat, I think it was like 24 or 25 cannons they got some cannonballs. They found like the bell. They found the big freaking anchor and everything, like a 40 foot anchor or something like that. It was 40 foot anchor. Think about that. For
okay,
a second.
so I guess the
But
governor of Virginia dispatched a British naval force. This is obviously before the Revolutionary War.
Yeah. This is 1718.
Yeah. So it was still British.
British control, British
the
colonies.
new world of
It was all
America
colonies.
was still
Yeah, it was
British
all
control.
colonies and
British
everything.
colonies.
All
Okay.
this is,
Interesting.
1776.
That just kind of
1776, Patrick.
No, I know. It just kind of stood out to me, and I was like, oh yeah, it's because it's before then. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to put this guy high automatically just because he is the most famous pirate. Like, if you have to think of a pirate that actually exists, he's who I think of right off the bat. Blackbeard.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Is there a Redbeard guy in this?
I don't have them. I didn't see any of them.
Was there
like that? But there
I feel
could
like
be.
there was
There
a
could be. I don't know.
Redbeard.
I'm sure
Or
there
a
is.
Whitebeard. There's a Whitebeard, isn't there?
Maybe. I don't know. I've looked through a lot of different.
I'm kind of going based off of One Piece too.
Oh yeah, totally.
I want to put this. I don't know. I don't know how big.
I
his
know
fleet
what's
was,
coming.
but
That's what's hard. I know what's coming. You don't. That's why it's kind of hard for you.
I'm still gonna put him in A tier. I'm putting him in A tier.
He's a B tier.
Blackbeard.
He's a B tier.
No,
guy.
he's got the name.
He has a great name
recognition.
though. Yeah, name recognition is maybe A tier, but I'm gonna put him in B tier because of what he does.
The Queen Anne's Revenge is really sick.
That's a very big thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a pretty sick name.
Oh man.
Blackbeard lightly named his flagship Queen Anne's Revenge to honor Queen Anne of Great Britain and to harken back to Queen Anne's War, the North American theater of the War of the Spanish Succession. As a possible former Royal Navy sailor, Blackbeard may have fought in this conflict. Okay.
Well, she did. Yeah. As a
Oh,
private
so
sailor,
it was to honor her. It wasn't like against her.
Yeah. Revenge, like Queen Anne's revenge. Like
It's her revenge. Yeah, it's not revenge against her.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying. Let's go to the next one.
Okay, so the next.
Wait. What's the flag?
No flag for this girl.
Oh, okay.
The next three pirates are
Well, she's automatically a loser then.
Next three pirates are all intermingled together. Just saying. Actually, Patrick, close your eyes.
You mean they're
Close your
like
eyes. Close your eyes.
they're like lovers or something?
Okay,
or?
yeah, okay. No, you're good. No. Well, yeah, two of them are. So the first one is I'm gonna introduce all three of them, and I'm gonna finish up their story with all three because they all end the same way. Well, not end the same way, but they all end together, kind of thing. So anyways,
Anne Bonny.
Anne Bonny is our third pirate.
She Irish? No, I don't know.
Cork, Ireland.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I swear I didn't see that.
Born near Cork, Ireland.
It's just because of her name.
In 1698. So I mean, only 300
near Cork Island.
Only 300 years older than us. Not a big deal.
What?
I'm sure she's hot. No.
Dude, she's a pirate. Why would she be hot?
I don't know. Dude, she got married by like 17. I'm sure she's hot. That's a widow back then. Anyways, sorry. So Anne Bonny, 1698, born near Cork, Ireland. She was said to be born from an Irish lawyer. Remember that. He comes back in the story. And a maid. A maid? What the heck? Oh, yeah. She was born from an affair.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh,
Irish
no.
lawyer got a little too grabby with the maid, okay? With this, the lawyer and the maid and Anne, they all migrated to the Americas.
The lawyer, the maid, and Anne.
Because he left that wife. Like, see ya. While this is all happening, 13 years old, Anne's mother dies, the maid, dies due to typhoid fever, and they migrated to Charlestown, South Carolina. So we're back in South Carolina.
That's where everything's happening.
Oh, no, it won't. But anyway, so 13 years old, that's what it is. So this is around 1711 right now. So Spanish Succession's almost done right now. 1718, Spanish Succession's done. Blackbeard's dead or almost going to be dead. 1718, married a sailor, John Bonny, and they moved to New Providence in the Bahamas.
Oh.
And John Bonny became an informant for the governor of the Bahamas. Don't look at my script here.
Why?
Did you look at it?
No,
Don't look at my script,
I didn't look at what.
Yeah. John Bonny became an informant for the governor of the Bahamas, and then during this time, she kind of got away from she was still married, but still wasn't attached to him. Wasn't kind of, she's young. She doesn't really know what she wants. Because in that time, she soon became involved with this pirate. Patrick, what pirate flag do you think that goes to? Or pirate goes to?
Is that not the William Kidd pirate flag? Or
No. William Kidd was the skull and crossbones. It's a skull
and
two
the
swords. And this is a very famous flag as well.
Oh, this is Bartholomew Roberts.
No, you suck at this. It is John Rackham. Sorry. Known as Calico Jack. I'll get to.
I'm gonna say that's unfair because on here you don't have the H between the K and the A on John Rackham. So therefore,
whatever. No, you suck. I got you every time,
dude. I'm just guessing. Bro.
I know. You'll get the last one though. Anyways,
I would hope so.
John Rackham, born around 1682 in England, so 16 years older than Anne, but man, she's smoking. He's going after her. He must be smoking too, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the laws were different back then.
Yeah. 1718, he was a quartermaster. So this is right before he met Anne. During 1718, He was a quartermaster on Charles Vane's crew. Pirate, by the way. He's a pirate right now. He soon led a mutiny against the captain, and with the crew's backing, Calico Jack became the captain.
Oh.
And this is what I was talking about. This is what reminds me of when Jack from Pirates of the Caribbean, his crew mutinied against him with Barbossa, and Barbossa took control of the Black Pearl.
Black Pearl.
So yeah, that's what this is kind of what it is. So I don't know what happened to Charles Vane though. I assume they killed him. But his name, how did Calico Jack get Calico Jack? Well, it's because he has flashy appearances and he wore calico pattern bright clothing.
So is he a little
loopy? Probably.
No, not loopy.
Okay. No. No, because he's with Anne. You'll see. So his flag is a skull with two crossed swords, and so this is 1720. Okay, he accepts a royal pardon for a while. He was in the Bahamas, so he had a royal pardon for being a pirate, even though he took control of a pirate ship and became a captain. So it's like, wow, you got a royal pardon, cool.
Well,
that is where
That's unfair because William Kidd.
I know.
William Kidd didn't even.
Yeah, but
William Kidd was protecting a Dutch ship.
This is 19 years later, though. Stuff has changed. I don't know. And this is towards the end of the golden era.
Kidd.
Okay, 10 years left of the golden era. Anyways, that is where he's in the Bahamas with the royal pardon. That is where he met Anne Bonny, and he wanted to court her. But he couldn't because he was denied because she was already married. But that didn't matter. They left together. He became a pirate again, and she became a pirate with him. And that's how he got back on the pirate road. That's
stole
how
her from her husband?
Yeah, whatever.
Oh
and
my
she's like,
gosh.
I want an adventure. Pirate.
And then what happens is... Oh, Mary Read?
No, Mary Read.
That's not who I thought it was going to be.
No, Mary Read. Born 1695 in England. And guess how she was born? Well, you guessed it, from an affair again. She was born from an affair again.
Okay.
So has some stuff in common with Anne. Born from an affair, and later
how did she connect to these two?
I'll tell you. I'm telling you right now. She was later abandoned by her father, and mother soon died, and then she was alone, and then with her grandmother up until the age of 13 when her grandmother died. So Anne's mother died at 13. Her grandmother died. Mary's grandmother died at 13. They're both born out of wedlock, pretty much out of an affair. So they have very common stuff, you know. She dressed up as a man to join the military. Oh, who's that? Who's that? Mulan? Man. And found a man and revealed her true self. They married.
No, dude.
They soon married.
On their wedding night.
And then they opened an inn near Breda, Netherlands. So they're all done. Happy ending, done. The world comes crashing down on her, and her husband dies. She doesn't know what to do now. So she dresses back up as a man again and goes back to work as a sailor. And there, she finds work and everything, goes to be a sailor. And while she's working, her boat is seized by pirates. Where she was, we don't really know. It's either she was forced to become a pirate, because that's a lot of times. Write the articles or whatever, sign the articles, or she decided to become a pirate. Honestly, I'm going to say she decided to become a pirate, but it doesn't really matter because she became a pirate in the end. Forced, not forced, doesn't really matter. She stuck with it, okay, till her death. Soon after that, she joined Calico Jack's crew. She is still in disguise as a man at this point, just saying.
Oh, man.
Because that is a law for pirates. You can't,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? After meeting with Anne Bonny, though, who wasn't in disguise, she was just a free, open woman pirate on his ship. She revealed her true self, and she became friends with Calico Jack and Anne Bonny. So pretty much best friends with Anne, and then friends with Jack, her boyfriend. And no, this isn't some weird three-way. Mary falls in love with the ship's carpenter. Oh. And after a challenging duel from another pirate to the carpenter, Mary intervenes and kills that dude.
What?
So she's a sword fighter. She can do it. So she saves her love and kills that dude. So
Dude,
he's
pretty dope.
I'm just saying, I'm reading a lot here, but literally everything I just said right now, from the point of when Anne and Jack are meet to when until when their crew disbands and people die is like a year.
Oh, no.
Yep. And in 1720, Reed and Bonnie were specifically named enemies to the crown of Great Britain. They already got that title. They haven't even been at it for even probably half a year yet. That's how good they are. That's awesome. Anyways, well, maybe not. But anyways, October 1720. So this is later in the year of 1720. Almost done. Privateer Jonathan Barnett captured the crew.
Jonathan Barnett.
That's not too teasy, though.
I didn't know.
Captured the crew. Johnny B. Goodness.
That's one of our friends.
Yeah. The story goes that the crew were inebriated, and Calico Jack quickly surrendered. What a joke. But the two women, Reed and Bonnie, refused and fought, but quickly became overwhelmed because there's two women and a whole force. And they were captured as well. November 28th, 1720.
Just keeps going.
The pirates were taken to Jamaica, and all the male crew members were tried, convicted, and hung.
Oh.
All the male crew members.
Calico Jack?
That's at least 50 people right there with Calico Jack. He died.
Oh, man.
And that is the ending of Calico Jack. Bye-bye. But before he pieces off the earth, Anne's farewell to Jack is a gruesome one because she is mad at him because him and his crew
because he was drunk
were captured.
And he like...
This is apparently what she said to him, last final words, Anne to Jack. Had you fought like a man, you need not have been hanged like a dog. I can't do an Irish accent. That was an Irish accent.
Had you fought like a man,
had you fought like a man,
like a dog.
That's not good either. Anyways,
that sounded more Scottish for me.
Yeah. So anyways, back to Mary. So Jack's gone. That's how he dies. Mary and Anne, they were both convicted as well, but both being pregnant at the time.
Oh.
Anne with Jack's kid and Mary with, I assume, Carpenter's kid. They were not killed, and due to laws of the British, they were at a temporary stay of execution. So they could have been killed after pregnancy. But Mary fell ill and died of fever in April 1721, and a couple months later, before childbirth.
So did your child didn't survive either?
No, yeah, it just said before childbirth. Yeah, they both died. And no record of her execution. And this is why I said, remember, she has a lawyer for a father. Story goes that her father had her quietly released, and she lived out a long life in Carolina, dying peacefully in her 80s.
Oh.
So she died like 1760s,
Nice.
1760s, 1780s. So, yeah, one died. One got out of it, almost got out of it, but died for illness. And then one, I assume she scotch-free. That's what I'm going to say. So, yeah.
That's nice.
I
want to say the coolest one out of this is probably Mary.
Yeah.
Because she fought.
I think they both fought. They were both really enemies of the crown.
But Anne doesn't seem like she did all that much, necessarily. Yeah. Right? She just kind of married... she didn't marry him. She just escaped with him.
She never married Jack.
Oh, okay. Well, her and Jack... Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I kind of agree with you. I don't know. Jack is pretty dope, too. He mutinied and... he was drunk and he died. That's how he got captured with his whole crew. It sucks.
Yeah, he just kind of like...
and they all kind of go together,
I think...
They're all kind of C tier.
Oh, no. I think Bonnie is C.
I think it goes Mary.
I think Bonnie is C.
Bonnie is a D tier. Jack is C. Mary is a B tier. I think that's how it is. Well, Mary would be with Black. No. It can't go
No, that's
bad.
the thing.
No.
That's the thing. I was thinking
Jack
A-tier,
is still in
but...
control of the captain. No. Jack is still better because he's still the captain. Okay? Calico Jack is still the best.
That's why I was thinking like C for Anne and then B for Mary and Jack.
For me, Jack is C tier. Mary's D tier. Anne is D tier. She's with Mary. Mary and Anne are both D tier.
Mary is D tier?
Jack are C tier. Anne is still a good fighter. She still knows what's up. Okay?
Oh.
It's just that particular story I said.
I'm putting Anne in C, Mary in B, and Calico Jack can be as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Who do you think this is? It has his name on there.
bro, I have no flipping idea. How Bartholomew Roberts.
Keep saying that name. You'll get it eventually.
Yeah, I was about to say how.
Hal Davis. That's a cool dope flag.
I don't know. It's kind of the lamest. One of the
A little
lamest
lame, but
ones.
I like it. Hal Davis, born 1690 in Milford Haven, Pembrokeshire, Wales.
Oh my gosh.
July 11th, 1718 is when he started his piracy. So along with Calico Jack, all that crew, kind of.
So he
not
went,
with him, but
he went straight into piracy. He didn't do the privateer stuff.
he might have a little bit, but he still was a sailor before, and he can't
Yeah.
just go straight to it. But either way, 1718 started his piracy. Davis was a mate aboard a slaving ship. I'm sorry. This is how it becomes. Davis was a mate aboard a slaving ship, which was captured by pirates, and he would not sign the pirate articles, and said he would rather die. So he was a good dude. Well, maybe not the good dude because he was aboard a slaving ship still, but he would not sign the pirate articles to become a pirate. He would rather die. Edward England, the pirate captain at the time, was impressed and gave Davis the command of the ship.
What?
Yeah, what? Yo, Al, you got the balls on that guy. Here are my papers. You get the ship.
Here's the keys to the ship.
What? What? Here's my whatever. The what's it called? How you have a car? You have
The keys?
no. The piece of paper for your car.
The deed?
The deed. Thank you. Goodness. No, that's not even called a deed. I don't know. Whatever. Deed of the car, is that what it is?
Deed is for like a house.
Yeah. But anyways, well, ship can be a house. So yeah, that's how he became a pirate.
So did that guy?
That's how he became. But wait,
did Edward England just retire then, or?
yeah, I guess so. But wait, was he a pirate? Because after he got the keys to the ship, he wanted to sell the ship. So he wasn't a pirate yet. But then during this,
Edward England, this guy is the F tier.
But
Okay,
then-
what is he doing?
we're doing Hal Davis, not Edward England.
I know, but I'm saying if he was part of it.
But
he's an
anyways,
F tier.
during this, since he wanted to sell the ship and not pirate along, the crew mutinied against him, and he was imprisoned on Barbados with charges of piracy. This dude
he didn't even do anything.
and the first dude get the worst sentences. Oh my, are you kidding me? He didn't do anything. He got the keys to the ship. He would rather die, but he got the keys to the ship. He wanted to sell it. He was a pirate. Well, what are you talking about? That's
Dude.
dumb. Anyways, he was released within 3 months and sailed. So 3 months of prison. That still sucks. And during that 3 months, he just realized, forget you guys. So after that, he sailed to Nassau, on New Providence Island in order to recruit a pirate crew.
Oh heck yeah, he's comeback arc.
Back. And he's a pretty cool guy. Cool pirate, because this is what happens.
Comeback
Art as a pirate, because this is what happens to him. He captured the St. James, a 26 cannon ship, and he turned it into his flagship.
bruh.
And then after that, Davis ventured to the Royal African Company slaving fort in Gambia, where here he pretended to be a legitimate merchant and privateer looking to buy slaves. Once he gained the confidence of the fort commander, he and the crew were invited to a welcoming dinner. Once at dinner, Davis pulled a pistol on the commander, and his men captured the fort without a shot fired. Captured a whole freaking fort. That's awesome. Without a shot fired. This is what I would do too after this happened. Davis and his pirates then locked up all the soldiers, drank all the rum, and fired off the fort's cannons for fun. Have a party. And then they ransomed the commander and made off with nearly, I assume that's pounds, 2,000 pounds? I don't know. Is it E, cursive little E thing, pounds?
It's like a L,
Or
yeah, whatever.
I don't know. But
I'll
2,000.
put it on the screen.
Yeah. I don't know how much that is to dollars now. I don't know, whatever. But that was, hundreds of years ago. So I'm sure it was a handsome fun. So yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Another bold move from Davis, which didn't go down well because this is demise. Another bold move from Davis is that he tried one of the boldest moves yet on the Portuguese island of Principe.
Principe.
Principe, that sounds more correct. Davis and his crew pretended to be a Royal Navy pirate hunters in order to trick their way into kidnapping and ransoming the governor of the island. Wow. The balls on this dude.
Dude.
Like, he went commander of the fort. That's cool. But this guy, so much. Oh, my goodness. However, the governor was informed of their plan and set up an ambush of his own. As Davis was invited to call at the governor's fort for wine, the pirates were ambushed and killed on June 19th, 1719.
Oh, man. The jig was up.
Died. That would have been awesome. Don't worry. He'll get revenge with the next pirate.
What do you mean he'll get revenge?
You'll see.
Dude.
Hal Davis. Where do you put him at?
I don't know. I feel like that
He's got to be the best one on here so far.
the second story makes him A tier at least.
He's got to be next to... It's him and Blackbeard. Best ones on here so far. Just saying.
Yeah.
Blackbeard might be a little better still.
Is he S tier? I don't know.
Really? I don't know. He was doing some ballsy moves, though, and he succeeded in some.
Yeah, he
didn't even start out to become a pirate. He just thrown pirate stuff.
Yeah.
It was like crazy.
Well, the difference between him and obviously William Kidd is like William Kidd
I think he's
just died, but he actually after that came back and did more.
Yeah, I think he's tied with Blackbeard for me.
Yeah.
In B tier.
I could see that.
Put me as B tier.
B tier.
He's tied with them. There's going to
I'm
be some
putting him in
A's
A
and
tier.
S's. Don't worry. The A's and S's are coming. But he's B tier. This one.
Bartholomew Roberts.
Got it.
Finally. Black Bart. Yeah.
Seventh one. Bartholomew
Roberts.
Bart Roberts. Born near Haverfordwest, Wales in 1682. His conquests. So I'll go over some conquests real quick, but then I'll go into his conquests again. So just bear with me. Conquests said to be over 400 vessels, meaning he captured or destroyed 400
Oh my gosh,
vessels.
dude.
That's more than Blackbeard, by the way. This is the best
Oh,
guy
of
on here so
course.
far. That's crazy. He only rivaled by the feats of Sir Henry Morgan. And Sir Henry Morgan was on my list for pirates, but then once I got into him and stuff, he was never a private. He was never a pirate. He was always a privateer. So like, nope, that's not a pirate. Because he was a privateer for the British. And he actually was knighted. So I guess I could have put him in the knights one.
Yeah, I mean,
That would have been cool.
we were necessarily talking about
some
real
random
lives,
sailor.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah. Age 37, he became a pirate. So a little late to the coming. 37? That seems kind of late. His flag. Giant figure of himself standing sword in hand astride two skulls labeled ABH, which stands for a barbarian's head, and AMH, which stands for a Martinican's hand. Martitian's hand, whatever. Those are two. It's a story I'm going to tell later. The name, his name, Black Bart, everything, all that stuff. Original, his name is actual John Roberts, but adopted Bartholomew. Why can't I say that word?
Bartholomew, dude.
Bartholomew. To hide his identity. I don't know why I can't say that.
Just say Black Bart from now on.
Black Bart was actually never used in his lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Never used. But we'll say Black Bart now because it's not his lifetime right now. And I cannot pronounce his stupid identity thing. Black Bart. He joined the Royal Navy and was working aboard the ship Princess when it was captured by pirates. Hal Davis, the one we just talked about, was the pirate captain who forced Roberts to become a pirate. He's the one who captured the Princess ship. When I was reading this, I was kind of scanning it, and I saw Princess. I'm like, there's a princess in this? What? It's like, oh, it's the name of the ship. I'm a dummy. Okay, so since Davis was Welsh and saw Roberts' potential, so both of them were Welsh, since he was Welsh as well, and he saw Roberts' potential, Black Bart, Davis helped Roberts climb through his ranks and become a pirate. After Davis was killed in that trap, Roberts was made captain in just 6 weeks later. Roberts' first action as captain was to lead his crew back to Principe to avenge the death of Captain Davis.
Yes.
In the dead, dude, he is a cold stone. He's a killer, man. In the dead of night, Roberts and his crew charged onto the island, killing a large proportion of the male population and stole virtually all items of value that they could carry away. Next, they captured a few ships, and when the ship next took on supplies, it was voted they would sail to Portuguese Brazil to rob them some more. He destroyed that place. What he loved Davis. That's his boy, man.
Having the time of your life back then.
I don't know. I love my boys.
That's what got him into it. Black Bart. They were about to leave to go back to the Caribbean when they encountered the Portuguese treasure fleet of 42 ships anchored off the coast in Todos os Santos Bay. The ships were waiting for an armed man-of-war escort to sail the loot back to the Portuguese capital at Lisbon. This was about to be one of the biggest pirate scores in recorded history. Roberts and his crew hoisted a Portuguese flag on the Royal Rover and sailed right into the middle of the flotilla, the whole promenade, the whole place. They proceeded to board one of the ships and take the officer hostage. He had them point out the richest ship in the fleet, which had 40 guns and a crew of 170. Roberts and his men boarded the ship and sailed off into the sunset with 40,000 to 90,000 gold moidores and jewelry, including a cross with one of the largest diamonds ever mined, headed for the King of Portugal.
Dude.
Millions of dollars.
That's crazy.
Like, oh my goodness.
He
That's
just
awesome.
sailed right into the middle and nobody stopped him.
Biggest pirate score in recorded history.
Give me everything.
Literally. In late February of 1720, Roberts and his crew were joined by a French pirate named Martigny La Palisse. I don't know. In his sloop, the Sea King. His name was the Sea King. In an act of defense and offense, the residents of Barbados sent two well-armed ships named the Somerset and the Philippa, armed with pirate hunters in order to try and end Roberts and his crew. They met up on February 26 and engaged the Sea King and the Fortune. The Sea King quickly fled the battle, and after sustaining considerable damage, the Roberts and his crew fled as well. 20 of the crew died of their wounds on their way to the Dominica to repair the ship. Along the journey, Roberts had to evade two ships sent from Martinique. So Martinique is those two skulls. Remember, he's on his flag. Okay,
oh, okay.
That's one of the two skulls. One of the skulls he stands on. Okay, as well. And Roberts swore revenge against the two islands. Those are the two islands that he swore against. The two skulls. He's on top of his island. That's why it's on his flag. He hates them. And this is why Roberts' second pirate flag had him standing on the two skulls: ABH, Barbarian's head, and AMH, Martiniquean's head. I don't know how to say that. That's this.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Roberts.
Yeah. So Black Bart, real quick. Roberts kills the governor of the Martinique, later to enact revenge of the whole thing he went through. He took the ship by surprise and hung the governor from the ship.
Oh, man.
Just swinging in the breeze. By the 1720s, the Royal Navy and pirate hunters had begun chasing and catching pirates in earnest. However, Black Bart had started his career after the king's pardon in 1718. So he had more stuff, and therefore had no intentions of surrendering or stopping. So he was the end. By the way, he's like the end of the Golden Age, by the way. We're ending the Golden Age on him. So on February 5th, 1722, the HMS Swallow, which was commanded by a pirate hunter named Captain Chalonier Ogli, found Roberts and his three pirate ships, the Royal Fortune, the Ranger, and the Little Ranger, anchored at Cape Lopez. As the Swallow turned to avoid a shoal, the pirates thought it was a merchant ship, and the Ranger captained by James Skyrim, gave chase. As soon as the Royal Navy was out of sight of the other pirates, they opened fire and gave the Ranger a devastating broadside attack, which killed 10 pirates and took Scrim's leg right off. Eventually, the pirates surrendered and were captured. On February 10th, the Swallow returned to Cape Lopez to surprisingly find the Royal Fortune still anchored. What a dummy. That's Black Bart's one. The day before, Roberts and his crew had captured the Neptune, and most of the crew were still celebrating and drunk when the Swallow approached. At first, the crew thought it was the Ranger returning. However, a deserter from the Royal Navy recognized the ship and informed Roberts, who was having breakfast with Captain Hill of the Neptune. As Roberts usually did, he prepared himself for battle. Roberts' plan was to sail directly past the enemy ship, take one broadside, but eventually escape to open ocean. However, Roberts' helmsman failed to keep the ship on the right course, dummy. And the Swallow was able to get off 2 successful broadsides. Oh man, that sucks. Roberts was killed by a grape shot, of all things. Not just, couldn't fight. Grape shot, by the way, just in the volley. Okay. Grape shot, which ripped open his neck and killed him instantly. The pirates threw his body overboard as he requested, so they could not put his body on display. They wrapped him in one of the ship's sails, weighted it down, and tossed it off the side. His body has never been recovered. A ghost body. Down the Davy Jones locker. 272 pirates were captured from this. 65 being freed black slaves. So cool, Black Bart, you freed some guys. Wait a minute. They were sent back into slavery. That sucks. 52 were hung of the 272 pirates. Others acquitted, and others went to become indentured servants. And that is the end of Black Bart. A lot. I'm sorry. A lot.
Well, I think this is pretty self-explanatory.
S tier.
S tier.
S tier, dude.
S tier for this guy.
He is amazing.
He is the best. The best.
And he is said to be one of the last known, really well-known guys to end the Golden Age.
I feel like a lot of the pirates' downfall is because they're like drunk or something.
I know. Well, he stayed there. He was thinking that he was drinking with the Neptune. He was thinking the Ranger with Skyrim would destroy the Swallow. That's what he was thinking. But it was the other way around. Swallow destroyed the Ranger, and they came out to finish off them, and they were still in the harbor. Like, they had days to get out of there. But he was so confident in his men that he thought the ship was going to destroy it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this one?
Oh, yeah.
You could probably guess this one even
awesome.
if it wasn't the last one.
Zheng Yishao.
Zheng Yishao, known as Qingxi. She is the only captain, girl captain that we have here. The other ones were just 2 pirates, but this is a captain now. She was a former sex worker and married into the pirate's life. Kind of like Anne. Anne didn't marry necessarily, but Anne kind of almost married into the pirate's life, She married pirate captain Shang Yi in 1801. So this is well after the Golden Age. 1800s now. We're all 1600s, more 1700s. This is all 1800s.
This is in the Asia, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah. And this is after all those people are dead too. I mean, even Anne will have gone by now. So Shang Yi, in 1801, she married that dude. Soon became a pirate and commanded an entire armada. And this is how she became that way. So first of all, before we get into that, she commanded 400 ships with an estimated 40,000 to 80,000 men. That's a whole flipping army. That's crazy. 40,000 is a lot, but they're depicted. They don't know 40,000 to 80,000. So it's probably 50, 60,000. But that's crazy, man. She controlled the South China Sea for nearly a decade.
Dang.
She's a boss. So this is kind of how she got into it more as an armada queen, as a pirate queen, as she's known to be. She helped negotiate a truce among the leaders of the pirate fleets back then in the China and everything into one confederation. 6 fleets. 6 people. That's a lot. 6 fleets, each flying a colored flag, red, black, blue, white, yellow, and purple. And she would essentially operate as a pirate navy. Literally. Together, Zhang and Shi, her herself and her husband, commanded the largest fleet, the Red Flag Fleet. And by 1806, every seagoing vessel in the region paid tribute to them for protection. That's crazy. All was well for a couple years until Zheng was either killed in a storm or also killed by the Vietnamese. Either way, he was gone, and it was time for his widow, Zheng Yishao, to take over.
Well, you mean Shang
Oh,
or Zhang?
Shang. Yeah, sorry.
Shang is the guy.
Typo,
Zhang is the
husband
is the
died.
woman.
The woman, the pirate, soon-to-be pirate queen, took over. Now known as Qing Shi. That's when she was. That's how she's known after that. She married her husband's adopted son. Man, she's a go-getter. A spicy little girl.
Cougar.
Listen, she could be young too. Married that guy, and then be the same age as the adopted son. Never know. Adopted. I mean, the adopted son's name was Sheung Po Sai. We're gonna call him Po. Easy. Who was supposed to inherit his father's command, but with this marriage, she took control of the Red Flag Fleet. So she did it for politics. She was kind of in control of all this. Like, oh, what the heck? The adopted son's gonna get all this, even though I did all this work. Let me get in bed with you. I'm in control of it. You know what I'm saying? Getting down. Well, that's her first job.
I mean,
so
she had plenty of experience because she
yeah.
was a sex worker. Right?
Yeah, exactly. That's her first job. Her first act was to implement a code of conduct that ensured discipline among the outlaws, effectiveness in combat, and above all, success and riches from loot. And here's the rundown. 6 different rules. 1. Only Qing Shi could authorize an attack. Unsanctioned attacks were punished by beheadings. Loot is to be gathered by superiors and distributed equally. Punishment for the first infraction was a severe beating. Repeated offenders were beheaded. 3. Ears were cut off those who deserted their post. The second time they deserted, they were beheaded. 4. Rape was punished by, you guessed it, beheaded. 5. Consensual sex. Hear this one. This one's weird. Consensual sex. So I agree, you agree. Without Qing Shi's permission, still meant, you guessed it, beheading. So you're telling me if I went out,
your female partner slept with the fishes.
Oh yeah, and your female partner slept with the fishes. So if I went out and I'm like, dang, that girl's fire, man. We were like getting a good repertoire, we're flirting and stuff. Go back to my place. We're too consensual. You know, she wants to do it. I want to do it. Boom, we do it. Open up. You had consensual sex. You're gonna die. You're just like, what the heck? That's terrible. It's like, wow. God, not that I'm, get married, but still, like, I mean, come on, that's crazy. But yeah, the dude dies from beheading, and the females sleep with the fishes. 6.
I'm sleeping with fishes here.
We're not done with our beheadings yet. 6. Pirates had to marry female prisoners before they could be ravaged. Oh man, cheating on your new spouse or treating her poorly was punished by, this is a stupid beheading again?
What? No, beheading?
She really loved that beheading.
Who would have thunk
it? So yeah, pretty much don't mess up. 6 rules.
Bloody Mary got nothing on this woman.
And it's like, you get one warning and you're done. One morning, you're like, you're sweating buckets. Like, can I leave? But then you don't want to desert your post. Or else. None truly defeated her or the pirate fleet she gathered. At the September 1809 Battle of the Tiger's Mouth, the Battle of the Tiger's Mouth. The Tiger's Mouth. The Red Flag Fleet faced down a giant Chinese-Portuguese battle fleet. I'm spitting everywhere. Okay. The Red Flag Fleet faced down a joint Chinese/Portuguese battle fleet that tried to bottle her up in the Tung Chung Bay. For 3 months, the blockading Portuguese attempted to destroy her ships. She took some pretty heavy losses, Whatever. She didn't die. Who cares? But sailed away with her pirate force largely intact in the end. Yeah, because it's a big freaking force. Qingxi realized the government harassment would never end. So she's not a dummy. She's like, I'm not going to... Last year, I'm like, it's never going to end. She used her considerable power to negotiate a pardon for herself and her sailors when her enemies were at their weakness. So her enemies were weak already. She could have maybe finished them off too. But she realized even with that, they would still come after her. That's how smart she is. It's like, that's a smart move, honestly. And even though they're at their weakest, she got a pardon for everyone. And she negotiated a cash settlement, a title of nobility, and was even allowed to keep a small flotilla of ships and sailors. And a life that began in poverty with sex work and all that stuff ended in fame, prosperity, nobility, and she died at the ripe old age of 69 as an owner of her own gambling house, just bringing it back around because she used to work in a gambling house and stuff like that.
How ironic that she died at the age of 69.
That's kind of funny. But yeah, that's
Dang,
awesome.
dude.
That's crazy.
So I was really hoping you'd put her on this list because I heard about this. I actually heard about this story on another podcast called "Ninjas Are Butterflies." And,
Ninjas are butterflies.
This has got to be another S tier. I mean,
I could go on and on with her and with Black Bart. There's so much stuff.
I mean, when we're talking about pirates, though, she might be God tier. If we're talking about pirates,
I'd say God tier.
right?
I would say God tier. She was the biggest thing out there. Sure, it was a little after the golden age, but who cares?
The only thing is, like, she
1810.
was getting all organized and, like, being all strict and stuff. It was kind of like...
She had a good... She should be she could have been freaking... She was born this age. She could have been some president or something. Like, she had a really good... She knew how to negotiate. She knew how to do all this stuff. She negotiated a pardon for everyone. All her sailors... She got nobility out of it, settlement. And even before that, after like 4 of 6 years of being a pirate, she negotiated with hundreds of pirates to become one big freaking band of pirates. That's crazy. A girl, too, a woman that you would not listen to. She helped out with that. I mean, I'm sure her husband helped out with that, too. Maybe, she kind of told him and stuff what to say, maybe, too. But still, she was still there. She was still part of it. She still controlled everything in the end.
So did she feel like she had to marry the adopted son because of the fact she was a woman, and that would like kind of keep her
place and keep her control? Yes. I think
okay.
So, yeah. Because he was gonna get all the Red Fleet stuff. He was gonna inherit all that stuff. So
he was inheriting it.
I
okay.
gotta do that.
Okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
she still took control after that.
Do you want to go God tier with that, or
I want to go God tier. She's definitely God tier.
Yeah, I mean, as far as pirates go.
Yeah.
God tier.
God tier for sure.
I don't want to hand out the God tier too much willy-nilly, but I feel like
this is for sure God tier.
I feel like it applies here. So
I don't really remember how Luffy ends or anything, or if that ever ends. I don't know. It's just fiction and stuff.
Dude,
but I mean, could he be God tier later on?
It never ends, bro. They are still making that series.
I don't know.
And it's like, crazy. That's the thing. This is kind of tangent, but I've tried watching One Piece and stuff, and I was doing it for a while, and then I just fell off because it takes so long. Well, it's an anime. Animes always take long, but there are so many episodes. There's like 1,500, or there's just so many episodes.
Yeah.
So little time. It's like, it's just too much, and they're still going. They're still making more episodes. Yeah, Luffy, I don't know if he would, I don't know where he's at, how many ships he's got at this point, but I don't know if he'd even hold a flame to her.
Yeah.
He could beat the crap out of her, but
this was a good one.
Yeah.
God tier for sure. But
I could tell you were getting pretty hyped up about it there at the end. So
yeah. Well, I love Black Bart too. He's great. But
yeah,
Black Bart. Anyways, that's it.
Yeah, so in
the end, double S. Well, no, not even double S, but God tier for our Jingshi, Shang-Chi.
Zheng Yi Xiao. It says it right there, dude. Zheng Yi Xiao.
Zheng Yi Xiao, but that was before. Xingxi is one she ended with.
Qing Shi.
God's here for her. It looks like the next one tied for AB both was Hal Davis and Edward Teach, Blackbeard.
Black Bart is S tier though.
Oh yeah, and Black Bart is double S tier.
Double S.
So I mean, there's some good ones there, and the worst one, of course, is William Kidd. So
Yeah,
that's good.
I feel like it's kind of like the Knights one where you started off with kind of the lower ones, and then towards the end we got the cooler ones, which is fine. But yeah, we already kind of went over a little bit, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Tier Twins. Johnny told me this before this. If you want, we could always do, like, do you have enough pirates? Maybe we could even do another episode of
We
pirates.
could definitely do some more pirates, or even go back to the world records one and do some more of that.
Yeah, for sure. As always, throw stuff down in the comments below if you have anything you want us to talk about, anything you want us to rank. I do like doing these longer form historical kind of ones because for me, podcasts are just a good way to learn stuff and we can have a fun time teaching you it. But with that out of the way, thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you on another episode of
Tier Twins.